You know, the more I use the Nano, the more I actually really like it. And that's not to say that I didn't like it before. I did. It's a great little camera, but it's just been really nice to use recently. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 reasons why I think the Osmo Nano is a great option as an everyday vlogging camera, really. Now, of course, its main use case, which I've mentioned before, is obviously mostly for POV. But if you've got a tight budget and you're looking for that one camera that could actually be a hybrid for POV and vlogging, then it's a solid consideration. And if you're simply just a camera hoarder trying to justify why you should buy the camera, then I'm going to give you 6 reasons which will help you to justify what you're probably about to do. And let's face it, you might as well just use my link in the description if you're going to buy the camera anyway, because I know that you would absolutely love to support me and my channel. Okay, so the first reason is a pretty obvious one, because the Nano is very small and compact, and if you think about it in comparison to other action cameras, it's just very discreet. So if you feel awkward filming in public, then it's pretty much a really good camera to help you get over that. When you take it off the vision dock, you get an even smaller footprint and you can just mount it straight to the extension rod. Being able to take it off the vision dock also means that it's easy to mount for POV with the magnetic pendant that it comes with. The orientation of the camera is also going to determine whether you're filming in landscape or portrait. And even though the magnetic connection is really strong, if you're doing anything where you know you're going to be, it's not going to feel as secure and it could fall off and actually get lost, I would actually recommend using an accessory like a chest strap or a neck mount where you could actually have it more secure if you want to do POV, because then you don't have to worry about it potentially falling off and then just never being able to get it back again. So it's just something to bear in mind if you know that you're going to be doing something where it has the potential to fall off. So the third reason is to do with being able to shoot creative shots, because you can get creative angles, and because you can mount this camera in not anywhere, but anywhere that has a magnetic surface, it does mean that you can get those more creative angles if you want to. And also, if you just wanted to do something a little bit different, you wanted to stand still and you didn't want to hold it on the extension rod, you could just attach it to a pole. Let me show you, because I have one coming up right now. And you can go hands-free, and you've got the vision dock. However, what I will say, it's pretty loud at the moment, you can't see the video output because I've got my mic attached, or I've got my mic connected, which is really annoying. So if I were to turn my mic off, then I can now see myself. So you can still use the microphone even if the camera is not attached to the vision dock, but you can't see a preview on the screen, which is really weird. I don't understand why that is the case. But anyway, I'm going to connect my mic again because it's really noisy, and I think the audio does sound better with the microphone. But that's the other thing. So if you do take the camera off the vision dock and you are far away from the camera, or you just want to make sure that you're framed up in the camera, then you can at least still have the vision dock in your hand if you're not using the microphone if you're not using the microphone attached to the camera. I just turned my gain down on my mic because I feel like the audio was clipping. I can see it on the screen and it was getting into the orange and the red bit. So I just turned it down. It was at 0. 0. And I turned it down to, I think, -5 now. So hopefully that's a little bit better. And I think it's also because the traffic is in the background and it's just making it sound really loud like that, because I'm right next to the road. So as I was saying about creative shots, there's actually something, I don't know why I film here because it's so loud. I do this all the time and I'm like, oh, it's really loud, but it's like I chose to film here. So with creative shots, if you want some simple creative ideas for B-roll, then there's a little trick that you can do. So when I'm out filming, I try and keep a mental bank of simple B-roll shots, wide, medium, close, shots that I can just grab whilst I'm moving between locations or just trying to cover up a cut where I start talking about something new and don't want a jump cut. But early on when I started making videos, I always struggled with what kind of B-roll shots to get or how to shoot them, like what kind of angles to get as well. And if this is something that you struggle with, then you can actually use Artlist to make it a bit easier for you. So with Sora 2, you can generate super realistic example clips, wide establishing shots, clean transitions, simple detail shots, and then go outside and recreate them whilst you're filming your video in whatever location you're in. And what you can do if you're not too sure of the kind of prompts that you want to put in, I went to ChatGPT and I said, I want to make a bank of X amount of clips because I'm going to be in a specific location and I want to do some transitions, some establishing shots, and then you can basically get ChatGPT to come up with some prompts for you to put into Sora for you to then generate those clips. And then when you've created the clips, you can pretty much keep them on your phone just for reference so that you always have an idea of the kind of shots that you could film whilst you're in a specific location. And it just gives you some inspiration if you just feel like you're lacking in that department. So you can use Sora 2 Pro or you can use VO 3.1 if you want the extra detail in the shots and perfectly synced audio, but they do use more credits. So for planning and practice, regular Sora 2 is absolutely perfect. And Sora 2 is pretty much what I use to generate the example clips. So if you want to try out Artlist, you can use the link in the description to get 2 extra months free on any annual plan. And I use Artlist not just for AI tools, but also for things like music and sound effects. So anything to do with my videos, Artlist pretty much has you covered. So it's definitely worth checking out. So there's these guys here. Let me just walk past. Because as I was doing my piece to camera, one of them came out, got another one who came out, and then got another one who came out, and they were just laughing about something. In the past, that would have absolutely given me so much anxiety and I wouldn't have continued filming, and I would have just stopped and I would have just pretended I was doing something on my phone. I don't care anymore. So I don't know what they were laughing about, but I've got a video to make. You get me? So I've mentioned in previous videos about the Osmo Nano that I love the D-Log-M color profile on this camera. It just grades really nicely. And even when you shoot in the normal color profile, which I've been doing throughout the whole video, just so that you can see what it's like and it's just really quick, then the quality of the footage still looks really good. And if you don't have the time to color grade D-Log-M footage, then shooting in normal is going to be just fine for you. But if you do shoot in D-Log-M, then I do have a set of LUTs that you can use, put them on the footage, converts and styles the footage as well. So I'll drop a link in the description so that you can check them out because I have a few of those. So it just makes it really easy to color grade the footage. But yeah, if you want to shoot in the normal color profile, it's going to look absolutely fine. So this is something that I mentioned briefly earlier when I disconnected the dock from the camera about the audio quality. So the audio quality from the Nano itself, just from the camera mics, the in-camera mics, the audio sounds good, but in a busy environment, your voice does get a little bit drowned out, which is why I always recommend to have something like the DJI Mic Mini or the Mic 3 or the Mic 2. And the reason that I use DJI mics with the Nano or any DJI camera is because of Osmo Audio, because that means that you don't need any receiver. You wouldn't be able to put a receiver into the Nano anyway. But with any other cameras as well, you don't need a receiver. You just pair the microphone to the camera wirelessly and you're pretty much good to go. And as I said before, just doing that little test back then, if you have the Vision dock detached from the camera, you won't get your preview screen if the mic is connected, but the camera's still picking up the audio from the microphone, so it doesn't disconnect the mic, it just disconnects the dock so you can't see what you're filming, if that makes sense. So yeah, whether you use the camera with the dock or without the dock, you'll still be able to use a wireless microphone. I have no idea at what point I'm going to put this clip in, so if it looks like I'm walking backwards on myself, it's because I got to the end of the video and I forgot to say this. So if you are vlogging, you can see, I don't know if you can see, the sun is behind me. So I'm walking with my back to the sun, and the footage looks all right, but if I turn this way, look how much better that looks. So if you are vlogging, try and make sure that the sun is directly in front of you, or at least to the side. So if you stand to the side, then that still looks good, because when the sun is behind you, the sky looks all washed out and you might look a little bit darker. But then if you turn this way, look how nice and blue. Well, is it blue? No, it's overcast back there, but you can see the clouds. There's no highlights. The highlights aren't blown out, so it's just something to take a note of. Oh, yeah. Something to be aware of. Being front lit rather than backlit. Little test again. There you go. Much better. So the last reason is to do with battery life, and you could literally vlog all day with this camera, because even though you don't have swappable batteries, the Vision dock charges the camera. So if the Vision dock dies, so the Vision dock will charge the camera and keep charging the camera until the dock itself is dead. So when the dock is dead, you can take the camera off the dock, charge the dock whilst you still use the camera, because the camera will be fully charged, and then you can put the dock back on and start using it as normal. So I haven't tested how long the battery lasts between the dock and the camera in full, but I have used the Nano for a full day of filming whilst kind of swapping between the dock and charging the dock, and it's been fine. I think I charged the dock once during the day because it fully died, and when I was going between locations I just put it on to charge and then it was fully charged in no time. So you can literally use this to film all day and you're going to be absolutely fine. Just bring a power pack with you and you're pretty much good to go. Now if you do end up picking up a DJI Osmo Nano to go with the other bajillion cameras that you own, and you still feel stuck making videos, you just haven't started, then my 30-day challenge is going to really help you get unstuck, stop you from overthinking, help you to build confidence on camera. And it's basically, you come in, you make one video a day, a short video a day for 30 days, and you can see from other people who have been in the challenge how quickly that confidence starts to grow and how quickly overthinking stops, because I literally give you everything. You get a daily email. The instructions are in there, you just make the video. Honestly, you don't have to think much about anything at all. And you can start today. You'll get your first prompt today if you sign up today, and it'll take you less than 30 minutes to film the video. So if you've been waiting to start, now's the time. Honestly, now's the time. And this community is incredibly supportive as well. Loads of people in there willing to help out and watch your videos and give you any kind of feedback, and it's just a really nice space. So you might make some new friends too, so I definitely suggest it. So I've dropped a link in the description to the challenge, and I've also dropped a link in the description to Artlist, where you can get 2 extra months free on any annual plan. I'll catch you on the next video, and make sure you come down into the comments and say hi, okay? Come say hi.